Welcome friends! Today we're going to look at some advanced kill corridor technique, and if you saw my video this weekend you probably know that I put in, and let me make sure everything is off. Everything is off, turn off, don't want to kill myself. You might know that I put in a sort of a slow corridor here with water that is actually 1.5 deep. If you notice, I'm actually significantly slower. I'm actually trying to sprint now, and obviously that's not really doing much good, and I'm even having problem getting up. Come on. Oh, can't get up. So this is obviously how fast you run. One problem with this is that the Thumpim seem to have absolutely nerfed it for no reason also. This is a zombie feral one, and she had no problems at all running. Let me see again. She runs fairly fast there. So slow corridors with water seem to have been nerfed, at least if they're just 1.5 deep. So I thought, alright, let me try it out. What if I make one that is 2 deep? So this is 2 deep, and I can't really run. I can slowly move through, but it's definitely slower. It's a slow way for the player to move through. What happens when you put in a zombie? So, well, let's have a look. Let's put in feral cheerleader. Right, she's standing there. Actually, she's trying to swim. All right, that's fine. And let's put another one here. And, well, we have both of them here. They are roughly the same distance. Let's see here. Well, the running one obviously is faster, but you see this one is getting through really fast as well. So it seems that even though swimming is slower than running, it's actually still fairly fast. Can you come out here? It's still fairly fast, so you could actually use it if you're using it too deep, but too deep is not always so easy to get done. So it's really something you have to build for. You saw here her swimming here. The swimming animation is a little bit weird, but it's definitely not really slow. And if I'm doing it with a regular cheerleader, come on, you see how fast it is compared to just walking. Let me start that over again. Let me put in a regular one here. Let's put in a regular one here. And you'll see the speed difference. Swimming versus walking. And you see they're pretty much almost identical actually. So slow corridors are definitely nerfed. And something really weird is happening with the water here. It seems to be when they're walking through it or swimming through it or bashing or whatever, it's like vanishing. So yeah, I probably wouldn't be doing this. So if you're doing killing corridor, I wouldn't waste my time with water. Now the trick previously that was working in Alpha 18, where you put down the barbed wire, these ones, you put down these ones, oops, and then you put over that, you put the garage door, where basically the zombies would walk on top and be slowed, but they wouldn't deal any damage to this one. Apparently it's no longer working as well. That has been nerfed or taken care of. They are not working the way it was in Alpha 18. So this doesn't work either, which means that slowing the zombies down is a little bit more tricky now. But not to worry, there are of course always ways around that. So we're going to start by just bringing this back into one of the regular kind of killing corridors here. We're going to use the Booby trick here. We're going to put all these ones on the side, and I'm going to put that on both sides here as well. So it's going to look like this, and this is something that the zombies obviously will be pathing across. So if I put in a cheerleader, come on, you'll see she's going to path just fine around here. She goes up and down a little bit, but she definitely paths across. But that's not what we want them to do. So we're going to cover them as well. So I'm going to cover over the boobies here. Very important. Get a little bit of clothes on. You know, it looks a bit indecent otherwise. We put that on. But let's make it 3 high as well. And sort of to guide the zombies in here, we're just going to make it like this. So if I put in a bunch of zombies, let's do something like this. You should be walking up here and falling down. Now, one thing that I noticed that is happening as well is that when they do that, they have a tendency to sort of gather on these sides as well, and that's not what we want to have. But there are some ways around that as well. For instance, we can double up on the boobies. So what really happens when you're making these ones is that because it's a half block, the zombies thinks actually that there is a way to walk here on this sliver, so they will walk here as well, but there was a tendency to try to get in here because they really want to walk over them. Now when you do it like this, you have effectively the same thing on both sides. They want to go here and they want to go here, and let's try that out as well. Let's get in some cheerleaders on the boobies and start up again, and now they walk a little bit better because they still walk up there without bashing. And get some feral ones. Come on, run, show what you can do. And you see they sort of traverse onto the booby, and then once they reach here, they want to get over here because obviously they want to walk on this side. But it makes them basically, because, well, if you look at the mechanic here, they come up here. Then they feel that, well, I can really walk here. They really want to walk somewhere here, but here they can walk. They can't actually walk on this side. So they walk into the middle. Once they're here, they feel that, well, okay, so the next step straight out would make me drop down. Obviously, I don't want to go back because I want to get to the player, but if I walk here, then I can actually get across. But there's just thin air. And that makes them drop down, and that's a really good way of just dealing with the zombies, and they will ragdoll a little bit down. And if you don't make this very deep, you notice here, because this is literally just 3 down, they are not trying to do much damage. There's a little bit of aggro in here, and let's do that. Let's get rid of these ones here. Sorry ladies, you are a little bit in the way. So there's a little bit of the aggro mechanic that is happening here, and that's what we're going to take care of as well. So let's take out these blocks in order to just make it a little bit better. And we do have some, we don't have some hay bales, so we're going to put in some. Oh, this actually, yeah, let's digress a little bit. Ooh, that looks nice. You pick it up? No. Okay, let's go back and get a proper hay bale here. That one looks nice though. I'm gonna have to play around with that one. That's a pretty cool one. So the nice thing about hay bales is that they actually prevent a little bit of fall damage. It's not tons, but it's a little bit, and you can use that to your benefit because zombies like to aggro when they fall down, because they basically, I think there's something in the algorithm that makes them do that. Let's restart. That basically makes them say, hey, if I fall down and take damage, then go into destruction mode. And if you can try to reduce that a little bit by putting, for instance, hay bales, you will minimize it. You will not remove it entirely, so you will have some of them who will go like, no, 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 this is a really good place to just to go and bash something because I'm a little bit pissed off. But most of the time, they'll walk down, they won't take a lot of damage. So this is one trick that you can actually employ. So then, if they're running like that, how do we kill them? Obviously, we could stand here, let's say, with their AK-47 and just try to tag them when they run past. And that works fairly well. It isn't as easy as it might look with my expert shooting, because they run fairly fast, because they're not even slowed down. So how can we make this a little bit more advanced then? And enter the generator. Always a good thing to have with you. So let's put in an engine. I'm fairly sure I have. Let's refuel it. And alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to try to slow them down, and we want to make it in the right spot here. So if we notice, it's roughly here. We put one here and we put one there, right? It's both basically on both sides, and then we hook it up. We grab it, the power from the generator, go to 1, and we just go across. And there we go. That should be just fine. Interact with it, turn on. Nice, that's on. This should help you to slow them down considerably at the expense of their health. They pretty much go to the same location. They go to the front, and then more. Come on, a little bit, a few more, please, please. All right. They run up. And, well, now all of them coming at the same time, so it's a bit harder. But all of a sudden, they're reasonably simple to just shoot because they're standing still. If you are a reasonable shot, this is how easy it is, because they get stunned. That stops them cold. And even if you miss them, they will then run down and restart. So let's do that again. Put in a few more cheerleaders here. Come on. Come on, ladies. Show how it's done. First one, second one, third one, fourth one, and did I get all there? I think there might be one left. Come on, is there one left? Yes, one lady left, and there she goes. Getting headshots this way is really simple. Now there is one little bit of a downside that you will see here. Let's see, this one is the sender. So this one takes a little bit of damage because that's simply how the electric fences work. But we can actually work around that as well because we want to get a way out there to actually do some repairs. And that's why these really nice air slits, the repelling blocks that I like to call them, are really useful. So if we do like, nope, let's do that. That's the wrong place. We're going to do this, and we're going to basically give ourselves just a small little path out here. So I can stand here, and one more probably should be all right. I can stand here and I can repair. Easy enough. And the reason to have these iron slits is because zombies don't like to walk on them, so they don't attract any pathing whatsoever. We'll put them in again. Oh, no, did I? No, she's fine. Same thing as before. All good. If I want to go up and repair, which I can do, I just go here and they will continue running even if I'm here. So they don't like start going somewhere else as a result. So I can go and repair. So what this means that you have, and of course they take a little bit of damage from just electric fence as well. So eventually they will die just by the electric fence. But you can kill them a lot easier. Even if you have a bow, a crossbow, something, you could probably kill them fairly easily as well. Just simply by making sure you hit them in the head. Because headshots do a lot more damage and really easy to repair. So this is a really useful trick. Now, what if you want to do something a bit more advanced? Right, so they're all coming in here, and let's avoid that one. So we know we want to hit these two, well, this area actually. So we're simply going to, let's see if I can take out this one, these 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put down some blade traps, and we're going to put them like this, and we're going to put them like that. So they're in a pretty good height. And now let's see if we do this over there, and this over there. Do I have enough juice? This one is supplying 50. Let's do engine. Might need a little bit more actually. Turn off, plop it in, turn in. So yeah, now we're good. You see they all work like this. And I'm going to just duplicate my repelling block path here as well. So now we have something like this. You can see the blade traps are protruding a little bit, obviously, from this one, which is fine. And then they are covering this whole area. So let's bring in a few cheerleaders just to help us test things out. So hello, ladies. Come up around here. You can hear the blade traps working. Now they aren't being beaten by the zombies, and that's really important because you want to make sure that the zombies are not bashing the blade traps. They do take a little bit of reflected damage, and I can actually go up here to have a look at it. You see, they take a little bit of damage whenever they damage the zombies as well. Look at this. Oh, but they killed the zombies fairly well. Let's get in some cheerleaders and radiated ones, and let's do that again. They run up. They're trying to get to the middle. They get hit by the electric fences, but either way, as they move up and as they fall down, they get wasted by the blade traps as well. You can see how much damage they're taking from the combination of the blade traps and, of course, the electric fence that just stuns them. So this is a good way to simply just give a little bit of extra damage to the any zombies that are coming in. Let's say you want to make sure that you kill them as fast as possible. You could put in a motion sensor here that basically turns on the blade traps when any zombies are spotted, and actually you can turn on the electric fence doing that as well, or you could have some switches and everything. And just like before, we need to repair. We can go up here, make sure you don't go too close because you will take damage. Up here, repair, and of course I needed some forged steel, I believe. Well, let's grab some just to be sure. Steel, I think that's it. Yeah, forged steel. And that one is repaired. Same thing over here, go up and just repair it during the horde. So now you have a path that is really effective at taking out the zombies, because if your shooting doesn't do it, the electric fence will slowly do it, and if nothing else, the blade traps will do it. And these are not really difficult to build, because all you need is a general simple path for the zombies to try to walk through. So this is a few ways that you can accomplish a bit more advanced killing corridor, XP corridor, with just a few features: having a path in, maybe mitigate their fall damage, putting an electric fence to slow them down, and of course blade traps to kill them if you don't want to do it yourself. And of course I could have a switch here where I just turn them off. If I don't want the traps to do the dirty deed, then I can just stand here and do it myself. I turn them on, they will slaughter the zombies. If you're wondering whether this kind of setup will be able to take a bunch of zombies, here we have something like, I think I spawned in about 30 different zombies. And you see it works exactly the same way. Some will try to get on top of each other, but it's effectively the same thing. They walk up, they get stunned, you headshot a few of them. If they do make it down, then they will just restart their path, and the whole time the blade trap and the electric fences will just deal damage. And you go around, do a little bit of repairs, and before you know it, all these zombies are going to be, well, really dead. And I think, oh, come on. Okay, I think the last one is coming up here. No, there's two of them. Oh, okay, now there's just one. Sorry, lady. I think you're the last one to arrive. See how simple that was with just some simple techniques. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you next time.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the vetted community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.